Hello, I'm Johnny and welcome to the Ginger Geek Show and for a brand new toy review. Today we are talking about is Doctor Who, the 14th Doctor and the Meep online exclusive from Character Options. So as always we will just talk about the overall box. So as you can all see we have the 14th Doctor there with the Meep next to it. This is a Vortex Edition figure set that you can get from Character Options. You have many loads of accessories with hands as well as two different head sculpts for the said Meep as well as a sonic screwdriver on the left there. So a couple of wee details we have here. You got there the High Deco Vortex Edition figure you see there, and in the bottom left is obviously the Whittaker and the Ncuti Gatwa version TARDIS in the left, and then on the right you've got just kind of the scales and what kind of accessories you have there. On the side, got Doctor Who, which, does anyone like this version? It's weird that they've got this version, but then also they've got, I don't know why, I don't think it looks very nice. You've also got it on the top as well, and then the side you've got it there with a really nice, I do like the colour scheme that they've got, the kind of, almost kind of vortex looking colour scheme. I like that indeed, very nice. And then obviously in the back, as they always kind of do, they have a kind of description of the set and obviously the episode that they have from the Star Beast, and obviously here you've got kind of more kind of detail about the Vortex Edition, and that is kind of basically a little bit more detail. And in the bottom here you've got the kind of the contents of what is in the said set. So let's actually get this set opened and have a closer look. So first of all, let's talk about the new David Tennant we have for the 14th Doctor. So we obviously have the trench coat looking, is that a trench? No, it's not a trench coat, it's a coat. It's a coat that he wears, the kind of blue in the same story, but we kind of knew this was going to come, that we were going to get without that set coat, and it's just the kind of, which looks like it doesn't fit him, waistcoat. I never really understood this look personally, but yes, so that's the kind of, with the obviously the Vortex Edition head sculpt, which is a bit more, basically more detail. I will compare it with the previous version that they did in a second and see what it kind of looks like together. But overall, it's actually very nicely done figure that they have here. And here I would say is the highlight of this set, which I think the average Doctor Who fan is really here for, and yeah, it's pretty damn good, isn't it? So yeah, that's just my kind of quick overall looks, but we'll come back to them in a second. That's just going to go over the accessories. So running through the accessories, you get obviously another head of the Meep, which is great, and very rare you get this sort of stuff. We actually get another head sculpt. I think that's really nice that they have done a kind of I don't know what you want to call it, like a normal face, and then obviously this more kind of angry face. Both look really great. You get the sonic screwdriver from the 14th Doctor. Hopefully that's kind of making it clear. Probably not. Is that bloody small? But and then also you get many hands with the Meep, which is cool. This might be an issue for some, I don't know. So you do obviously get the gun. But the problem with this is it's actually kind of glued onto the hand, which I kind of knew this. I saw like another review about this. So you could probably maybe try and get that off, I guess, if you want to. But just in case, if you don't really like that, you'd maybe like to have the gun obviously separate. That's up to yourself. I don't know really why you would really, but it's just more just in case if you're maybe not really happy about that, and just so you know, it is glued and fixed onto said hand. And now next up, let's go on to the articulation of the figure. So from the head, it can go not 360 actually. No, I cannot go 360. I don't want to push that too much, but we do have joints, ball joints on the shoulders. You see this, so you can move them up like that. You can move them round easily, like they are. Moving down to the arm. Yep. And then there on the elbow. And the hand can go around 360, as well as the other side with ease. And down to the hand. Yeah. And then onto the body and the torso. There's a little bit kind of movement down to the waist. Not much, but and then the legs. There you go. Look at that, fantastic. what you want to do with your figure, but yes, Very good. And then down to the knees. There we go. We can move like there. And thank God, because they did it with a shooty one, which I really don't like. They haven't put joints in the ankles, which I really do like, because they did it with the shooty figure, and I kind of struggled having them standing, as you can imagine. It's the one thing I like. It's very old school a little bit with the Doctor Who figures, that they don't put joints on the ankles, and I much prefer that. I think it's so much more easier to stand. So yes, that's that one done. So let's talk about the Meep and its articulation, which I'm pretty sure is not going to be much. So yes, so the head, you can move around 360. That's on a separate, as I said, you can obviously remove the head anyway, so it's a much easier kind of way to do it. The arms kind of not too bad. That one seems to move a bit easier than. Oh, no, there we go. But again, it's not really going to be. Are you really going to move it much, really, to be honest? But and then down the arms there and the elbow, a little bit. There's not much movement. You have got some like kind of details around, which is actually really nice. To be honest, it's a really nice details that they've got in this figure. But you know, there's not really much movements in the hands. A little bit of kind of movement there, and then down to its waist. You can, yep, go around 360 if you like. But once you get down to this whole kind of section here, there's no articulation whatsoever, which I'm kind of fine with, because sometimes it gets a bit kind of, it can be a bit kind of fiddly, and I actually think this is much better the way it is, to be honest. I think it's better for it, not having any articulation in the legs. So there we have it, the brand new set from Character Options. And I just want to say again, this is an online exclusive, so I believe as the time of recording it is still up, so you can go ahead, and if you want to order it, it is $44.99 for this set, as well as obviously there is a lot in it. I know some people kind of complain and moan, but as I always say, as someone who also collects Hasbro, you know, this actually isn't kind of too bad, I don't think. Especially for some, like, just getting Meep alone, I think is kind of worth it, to be honest. Because it's great to be. It's so nice getting a brand new monster or alien, whatever you want to call him, from Doctor Who, because it feels like it's just been constantly either, oh, another Doctor, another companion, but it's just kind of nice when it's a bit of variety and you actually get something like this that looks superb. It really does. And the accessories are good. The gun's really nice, and the swappable head is really nice, and the David Tennant is pretty good as well. Which I'll just kind of compare right now, actually, as I says, with the other one, so you can see what it looks like. So yeah, so that's the two of them together, and so basically, the one here on the left is the Vortex edition, so it has a bit of a kind of more, the head sculpt is a bit more detailed, while the one on the right, that just came with Jodie. It was the Regeneration set, which is still nice. You know, I don't have some folks seem to really have an issue with it, but I don't really see much of an overall issue. I think it looks perfectly fine. One last thing I'd like to talk about actually is what you get with it also in the set, which is really nice, is basically it was the Meep's ship, which I think is really quite nice. I like that you get, I'll just kind of lift the camera up a bit. I think that's really great that you get, like they do this quite a few times where they do like a kind of nice little background of that said episode where it's from, so it's nice that they've kind of continued that, and this is a nice little kind of detail. I might put this in the collection, I think it looks really nice. So there we have the 4th Doctor and Meep collector set from Character Option. I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you like this set? Do you think it's really nice? I personally really like it. I think it's a really nice David Tennant. I actually think I prefer it than the previous one they did of his one. And the Meep is just fantastic, and it could easily, quite possibly, in my top 10 now of greatest Doctor Who action figures that they've done from Character. So yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think. More videos in the future. Please like, comment, share, all that fantastic stuff. That would be really great. More videos in the future. So until then, see you later.